Welcome to Reread. We are still on the Marvel Star Wars comic books. I'm going to go over issues 48 and 49 here. These are doozies. First off, 48. Leia sees Vader at Arguba or whatever. It's a banking planet that's kind of neutral. And so when Vader meets Leia, he doesn't try to kill her or capture her because he's a representative of the Empire for the Emperor. And I get what they were trying to do, but as Darth Vader is trying to capture Leia, Luke, and everyone, there's no way he wouldn't just snatch Leia up. This is one of those terrible stories, but it is funny because instead of stormtroopers, because you can't bring any weapons on the planet, that's a death penalty if you bring a weapon on the planet and kill someone. That's a death penalty too. If you kill someone with a weapon, is the death penalty on this planet. The banking planet has a lot of death penalties. I think 3 big rules that they have everyone read because someone gets killed if they break one of these 3 rules. One of them stealing. Yikes, right? But anyway, Darth Vader, instead of bringing stormtroopers, brings 3 assassins from the Assassin's Guild, and one of them, I swear, looks just like Dracula. God bless the early 80s for Marvel comic books, but just like Dracula, he's supposed to be a shapeshifter, and that's another thing. Anyway, so the first one, big giant hulking green, freaky looking beast. It jumps into the car, air skimmer that Leia's in. She's in there with someone else who is a rich man who's going to give up the jewels, the Alderaanian jewels, in order to finance some new X-Wings for Leia and the Rebellion. Of course, Vader doesn't want the Rebellion getting extra funds. That's why he's there to stop that transaction from happening. And so he's trying to kill this ambassador. So he brings in the first assassin to jump on the air car to kill the ambassador. Leia whoops out something, a weapon, fires it at him, and he disappears, killing him. Vader goes, "You saw that? She has a weapon. Kill her. She deserves the death penalty." And the police come and say, that is a weapon. No, it's not. She said it's like a remote control. You can buy this on any port. You can buy it from your port. I just set the maximum. It can add gravity or something, or lift gravity or make things heavier. He said, I just turned up to the max and hit him square in the face with it. So he's like, 1,000 feet down into the ground. He's alive. And Vader, if you want to wait for him, maybe in a couple thousand years, he'll be able to climb out of that deep, deep hole. I shot him all the way almost down to the planet core. So, yeah, okay, so it wasn't really a weapon. And Darth Vader's like, no. And then they're at a butterfly function. I'm not making this up. It's a butterfly function with the Alderaanian rich man who's going to bankroll the rebellion. And he's enjoying the butterflies, and Leia and 3PO are kind of looking at the butterflies. 3PO is talking about all the different kind of butterflies there are here. Not making this up. And Darth Vader goes, now shapeshifter, Dracula. He doesn't call him Dracula, he should. So he says, shapeshift, do your thing. So he shapeshifts into a deadly butterfly. Not making it up. 3PO identifies the deadly butterfly. Its sting can kill. Oh no, he's getting close to the ambassador. And so 3PO uses some spray on it, which kind of drops into the ground, and Leia stomps on him. And then goes, Vader, do you want to come pick up this mess? And then Vader's like, durr. She didn't think so. Because she knows she just murdered the shapeshifter, I guess. This is so cheesy, but it really happened. And then the third one, this third one has telekinesis. And while they are with Leia and the ambassador on this cliff, can't Vader just force push him off? I guess, but remember, this comic book sucks. And so what this guy with telekinesis does is he takes a missile that's in the air and then points it, directs it right at the image that he can see of the ambassador. Unfortunately, it kills himself. Why? Because Leia goes, silly R2, how long have you been switching the holo images of the ambassador and the assassin? So when the assassin is looking at an image of the ambassador, it's basically a hologram image that's overlaid over him. So the ambassador the assassin kills himself. And she went, whoops, you know how finicky these droids can be, Vader. And he's like, no. I'm serious. Like, Vader just shaking his fist like, no, foiled again. It is really that bad. But then at the end, Vader gets really mad at the ambassador and decides to whoop out his lightsaber and kill him. He's like, aha, Vader, Leia goes, I got it. We got it on record. We can record it. He went, I can stop you. She's like, not really. And then she shows a recording of where 3PO is right in front of the Capitol building with, looks like a film reel tape and a VHS cassette. And he has tapes. He has the recording. It's really bad. And he's going to turn it in if, Vader kills anyone else. So now Vader's going to be in trouble on the planet. He's probably going to go to prison and everything. And she goes, and by the way, you didn't kill the ambassador. It's an android. I guess Vader couldn't feel that in the Force, that he wasn't alive in the Force. I mean, this is just totally ridiculous. But it was an android. The real ambassador's been dead for a few months. And she said, well, we had to have him die because if we ever went through the transaction, they'd have to do a scanning test to see if you're a real human. And they would have seen he was a droid and they would have known the whole thing was fake. But now they will accept the jewels because Vader killed the ambassador. They'll say, well, we know what he meant to do, so now we can't check him, since he's dead. We'll just go ahead and make this transaction. She went, and we will get the X-Wings after all. Have a nice life, Vader. And Vader's like, oh yeah, you mean with these? And he has the jewels. And supposedly this was all a ruse because he knew all this. He just wanted to crush Leia's hopes and dreams or something. I don't know. And anyway, he goes, I wrote down what he says at the ending because it is pretty funny. Remember, this whole issue is just straight up garbage. But he goes, and Vader goes, and remember, Leia, Princess, don't talk about this. It'll only do evil things for your credit score. That's how the issue ends. Maybe you should read 48. Maybe you'll enjoy it. It's awful. Issue 49 shows Luke, who doesn't crash in this issue. I was really hoping to see him crash. He hasn't yet. It's been a very long time, Luke. Come on, buddy. You let me down. I know you got a few more good crashes in you. Let's see them. Anyway, he encounters Prince Danid, who takes him to his home planet so he can be crowned king of his planet. Luke goes in disguise with a droopy Fu Manchu mustache and an eye patch, not making that up. And also, as Luke is falling off of a ledge, he's trying to get to Prince Danid's window. He falls off the ledge and grabs hold of the ledge. He's falling through. He's like, bionic right hand, I love you. Which is not the first time Luke would say that. Wait for it. Anyway, Luke is on the windowsill listening in to Leia's conversation with Prince Danid. As Danid said, he proposes to Leia. They want to get married. She kisses him. Oh, she loves him. And this is another one that's really bad. But then she decides she can't marry him because she's loyal to the rebellion. She can't have relationships. Also, you're in love with Han Solo, who's frozen in carbonite somewhere, and you're talking about getting married to this prince. Really bad taste. Marvel didn't know what they were doing. Empire had already come out at this point, but they were just like, hey, let's make another Leia romance story. It's really bad. Really bad. Not as bad as 48, but still pretty bad. Oh, I should mention there is an alien who they just refer to as Jedi. But what it was he had the opportunity to become a Jedi once when he was young, turned them down, and I think got injured and went nuts and regrets not being a Jedi, but he thinks he's a Jedi. And of course, as Luke has his back turned, Jedi will jump in front of the blaster and get hit. And Luke's like, he was the last of the Jedi. He gave his life to save mine. And Luke does this thing where he holds his lightsaber up in a full spacesuit now. Couldn't use his X-Wing suit from earlier. He's in a full metal armor spacesuit holding up his lightsaber to the air in honor of this fallen, not even a Jedi. Ooh, again, it's just as bad as 48, but not as laughable. So 48, 49, garbage. Moving on. See you next time.